Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Nick once again with a week and continuing scripture of Second Samuel. So we'll praise the help by Shemeshai. Hopefully this is edifying to someone in any form of fashion. Who was the truth? Get into it. Now it came to pass after the death of Saul, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Amalekites, and David had abode 2 days in Ziklag, it even came to pass on the third day, that behold, a man came out of the camp from Saul with his clothes rent, and earth upon his head. And so it was, when he came to David, that he fell to the earth, and did obeisance. And David said unto him, From whence comest thou? And he said unto him, Out of the camp of Israel am I escaped. David said unto him, How went the matter, I pray thee, tell me. He answered, People are fled from the battle, and many of the people also are fallen and dead. Saul and Jonathan his son are dead also. And David said unto the young man that told him, How knowest thou that Saul and Jonathan his son be dead? And the young man that told him said, As I happened by chance upon Mount Gilboa, behold, Saul leaned upon his spear, and I, lo, the chariots and horsemen followed hard after him. And when he looked behind him, he saw me and called unto me. And I answered, Here I am. And he said unto me, Who art thou? And I answered him, I am an Amalekite. He said unto me again, Stand, I pray thee, upon me, and slay me, for my anguish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me. So I stood upon him and slew him, because I was sure that he could never live after that fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head and the bracelet that was on his arm, and have brought them hither unto my Lord. Then David took hold of his clothes and rent them, and likewise all the men that were with him. And they mourned and wept and fasted until evening for Saul, and for Jonathan his son, and for the people of the Lord, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword. David said unto the young men that told him, Whence art thou? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. And David said unto him, How wast thou not afraid to stretch forth thy hand to destroy the Lord's anointed? David called one of the young men and said, Go near and fall upon him. And he smote him, that he died. And David said unto him, Thy blood be upon thy head, for thy mouth hath testified against thee, saying, I have slain the Lord's anointed. And David lamented with his lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan his son. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher, The beauty of Israel is slain upon thy high places. How art the mighty fallen? Tell it not in Gath, publish it not in the streets of Ashkelon, lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice, lest the daughters of the uncircumcised triumph. Ye mountains of Gilboa, let there be no dew, so rain, neither let there be rain upon you, nor fields of offerings, for there the shield of the mighty is vilely cast away, the shield of Saul, as though he had not been anointed with oil. From the blood of the slain, from the fat of the mighty, the bow of Jonathan turned not back, and the sword of Saul returned not empty. Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not divided. They were swifter than eagles, they were stronger than lions. Ye daughters of Israel, weep over Saul, who clothed you in scarlet with other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel. How are the mighty fallen in the midst of battle? O Jonathan, thou wast slain in thine high places. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been unto me. Thy love to me was wonderful, worse than the love of woman. How the mighty fallen and the weapons of war perished. So, the keynote in verse 26 is the statement that David made that Jonathan's love for David or towards David was passing the love of a woman. So why is this? Because Jonathan kept the commandments by looking out for his brother David. I believe when his dad, who is Saul, tried to kill him several times. So that was following the commandment of, you know, be my brother's keeper, being your brother's keeper, and slack, I forgot the other one, but just looking out for your people, man. So all praises to that, and yeah. So let's continue. Chapter 2. And it came to pass after this that David inquired of the Lord, saying, Shall I go up into shall I go up into any of the cities of Judah? The Lord said, Go up, and David whither shall I go? And he said unto Hebron. So David went up thither. You have also Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail, Nabal's wife, the Carmelite. And his men that were with him did David bring up, every man with his household, and they dwelt in the cities of Hebron. The men of Judah came, and they were anointed King David over the house of Judah. They told David, saying that the men of Gilead, like if I'm butchering the names, were they that buried Saul. And David sent messages unto the men of Gilead and said unto him, Blessed be ye of the Lord, that ye have showed this kindness unto your Lord, even unto Saul, and have buried him. And now the Lord shew kindness and truth unto you, and I also will requite you with this kindness, because you have done this thing. Therefore now let your hands be strengthened, and be ye valiant. For your master Saul is dead, and also the house of Judah have anointed me king over them. But Abner, the son of Ner, captain of Saul's host, took Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and brought him over to Mahanaim, okay, from names, and made him king over Gilead, and over the Asherites, and over Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all Israel. Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel, and reigned 2 years. But the house of Judah followed David. So, keynote in this was, when it says the house of Israel, it's talking about the northern side, I believe, and the southern side belonged to David, the southern kingdom. So the north side and the south side. But remember, this is still one nation. It got, you know, divided into two, I believe. Alright. So let's go. Let's continue. Verse 11. And the time that David was king in Hebron over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months. And Abner the son of Ner and the servants of Ishbosheth the son of Saul went out from Mahanaim to Gibeon. And Joab the son of Zeruiah and the servants of David went out and met together by the pool of Gibeon. And they sat down, one on the one side of the pool, and the other on the other side of the pool. And Abner the son of Joab let the young men now rise and play before us. And Joab said, Let them arise. Then there arose and went over by the number 12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Ishbosheth the son of Saul, and 12 of the servants of David. And they caught everyone his fellow by the head, thrust his sword in his fellow's side. So they fell down together, wherefore that place was called Elkathas Hazurum, which is in Gibeon. And there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten and the men of Israel before the servants of David. And there was there were three sons of Zerah, there Joab and Abishai and Asasel. Okay. And Asasel was as light of foot as a wild roe. So I believe in the scripture saying he was fast on his feet. And Asahel pursued after Abner, and in going he turned not to the right hand or to the left from following Abner. Then Abner looked behind him and said, Art thou Asahel? And he answered, I am. Wait, Slacker, let me look at verse 18. Let's look at that in another translation. Let's try NLT for verse 18. Oh, Ash could run like a gazelle, so he was saying he was very fast. Okay. Verse 18. Let's go back to the KJV. I'll go back to verse 21 because we read 20. And Abner said to him, Turn thee aside to thy right hand or to thy left, and lay thee hold on one of the young men, and take thee his armor. But Asahel would not turn aside from the following of him. And Abner said again to Asahel, Turn thee aside from following me. Wherefore should I smite thee to the ground? How then should I hold up my face to Joab thy brother? Howbeit, refused to turn aside. Wherefore Abner with the hinder end of the spear smote him under the fifth rib, that the spear came out behind him, so it pierced him, and he fell down there and died in the same place. It came to pass that as many as came to the place where Asahel fell down and died stood still. Joab also and Abishai pursued after Abner, and the sun went down when they were come to the hill of Amath, that lieth before Giah by the way of the wilderness of Gibeon. And the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together after and became one troop, and stood on the top of an hill. Then Abner called to Joab and said, Shall the sword devour forever? Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness in the latter end? How long shall it be then? Art thou bid the people return from following their brethren? And Joab said, As God liveth, unless thou hadst spoken, surely then in the morning the people had gone up every one from following his brother. So Joab blew a trumpet, and all the people stood still and pursued after Israel no more, neither fought they any more. And Abner and his men walked all the night through the plain and passed over Jordan, and went through all Bithron. They came to Anim. Joab returned from following Abner, and when he had gathered all the people together, there lacked of David's servants 90 men of Asahel. But the servants of David had smitten of Benjamin and of Abner's men, so that 360 men died. Took up Asahel and buried him in the sepulchre of his father, which was in Bethlehem. Joab and his men went all night, and they came to Hebron at the break of day. So the break of day. So they arrived the next morning. Chapter 3, last chapter for the scripture reading. There was long war between the house of Saul and the house of David, but David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. And unto David were sons born in Hebron, and his firstborn was Ammon of Ahimim the Jezreelitess. Second, Chileab of Abigail, the wife of Nabal the Carmelite. The third, Absalom, the son of Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Shur. And the fourth, Adonijah, the son of Haggith. And the fifth, Jephthah, son of Abital. 6, Ithream, by Elga, David's wife. These were born to David in Hebron. It came to pass, while there was war between the house of Saul and the house of David, that Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul. Okay, verse 7. Saul had a concubine whose name was Rizpah, daughter of Aiah, and Ishbosh said to Abner, Wherefore hast thou gone in unto my father's concubine? Then was Abner very wroth for the words of Ishbosheth, and said, Am I a dog's head, which against Judah do show kindness to stay unto the house of Saul thy father, to this brethren and to his friends, and have not delivered thee into the hand of David, that thou chargest me today with a fault concerning this woman? So do go to Abner and more also, except as the Lord hath sworn to David, even so I do to him. To translate the kingdom for the house of Saul, and to set up the throne of David over Israel and over Jordan, from Dan even unto Beersheba. Did not answer Abner a word again, because he feared him. Verse 12. And Abner sent messages to David on his behalf, saying, Who is this land? Saying also, Make thy league with me, and behold, my hand shall be with thee, to bring about all Israel unto thee. Said, Well, I will make a league with thee. One thing I require of thee, that is, thou shalt not see my face, except thou first bring Saul's daughter, which thou comest when thou comest to see my face. David sent messages to Ishbosheth, Saul's son, saying, Deliver me Michal's Deliver me my wife Michal, which I espoused to me, for 100 foreskins of the Philistines. And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, even from Baltiel, the son of Laish. Her husband went with her along, weeping behind her to Bahurim. Then said Abner unto him, Go, return, and he returned. Abner had communication with the elder of Israel, saying, You sought for David in times past to be king over you. Now then do it, for the Lord has spoken of David, saying, By the hand of my servant David I will save my people Israel out of the hand of the Philistines, and out of the hand of all their armies. And Abner also spoke in the ears of Benjamin. And Abner went also to speak in the ears of David, Hebron, all that seemed good to Israel, and that seemed good to the whole house of Benjamin. So Abner came to David to Hebron, 20 men with him. David made Abner and the men that were with him feast. And Abner said to David, I will arise and go, and I will gather all Israel unto the Lord the king, that they may make a league with thee, that thou mightst reign over all that thy heart desireth. And David sent Abner away, went in the peace. Oh, the servants of David and Joab came from troop and brought in a great spoil with them. But Abner, not with David in Hebron, he had sent him away, he was gone in peace. When Joab saw the host that was with him were come, so Joab sent Abner came to the king, sent him away, and he was gone in peace. Joab came to the king and said, what hast thou done? Behold, Abner came unto thee. Why is it that thou hast sent him away, and he is quite gone? Thou knowest Abner the son of Ner, that he came to thee. Know thy going out and thy coming, and to know all that thou doest. Joab was come out from David, he sent messages after Abner, which brought him again from the well of Sirah, but David knew not. And when Abner was returned to Hebron, Joab took him aside the gate to speak quietly, smote him there under the fifth rib, that he died for the blood of your brother. Afterward, when David heard it, he said, I and my kingdom are guiltless before the Lord, for every from the blood of Abner the son of Ner. Let it rest on the head of Joab and all of his father's house. Let there not all from the house one that have an issue, or that is a leper, or that have leaneth on a staff, or that falleth on a store, or that lacketh bread. So Joab and Abishai his brother slew Abner, saying their brother Asahel at Gibeon in the back. And David said to Joab and to all the people that were with him, rend your clothes and gird your sackcloth for Abner. And David followed the rear. They buried Abner in Hebron, lifted up his voice and wept at the grave of Abner, and all the people wept. And the king lamented over Abner and said, did Abner as a fool succor? And the king lamented over Abner and said, died Abner as a fool dieth? Question mark. Thy hands were not bound, thy feet put into fetters. As a man walketh before wicked men, so fellest thou. All the people wept again over him. All the people came to the house, came to the king. Was David to eat, but was yet day. David sware, saying, so our God to I taste bread or aught else. All the people took notice of it, and it pleased them, as so whatsoever the king did pleased all the people. But all the people and all Israel understood that it was not the king that it was not of the king to Abner. And the king said unto his servants, know ye not that there is a prince and a great man fallen this day? They are very weak this day. Good king, these men, sons of Zerah, too hard for me. Lord shall reward the doer Lord shall reward the doer of evil according to his wickedness. So that's another way of commonly saying in this day and age is you reap what you sow. also out of context, but scripture also said a wicked woman is given to a wicked man. So subcontextly, it's reap what you sow. They to take chapter boldly to be to look after your brethren. Take care of them, man. Try your best to apply the scriptures to your life. Help it to you, your brethren. Yeah. Be the neck with the those of seconds. Been edifying and beneficial to someone.